It's the worst feeling ever, but it was so fun.
It's Off the Edge podcast. We are recording here at Command Center on May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you. If you're just listening, yeah, we all got our Star Wars gear on, man.
It's on loan.
Matt is a Tusken Raider. We have Zakk Lumm here. He's is that a snow trooper helmet?
Yep.
Yeah,
ESP
snow trooper.
I'm already fogged up. I can't see anything.
And then we have our special guest tonight, Alec Gaut, and Alec Gaut. I just already fucked up your name.
You're good.
My God,
I get
so
that
bad.
all the time. It's fine.
No, but
It's our pal Al.
and he and I are I guess I don't know exactly. You're probably like an X-wing pilot.
Yeah, Alec is Luke, and you're just a Resistance pilot.
Oh, I'm a Resistance pilot.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
You're a red shirt.
I'm a red shirt. Yeah, that's all right, man. Well, how are you guys doing? Happy May the 4th.
Same to you.
Same to you. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take this stuff off. Woo! It's pretty sweet though.
By the way, these are all Zakk Lumm's masks. And they're pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you want to see some other of his work, then we can have Quentin bring some over that he bought off of you.
Oh, yeah. Quentin's got kind of like a sub-collection of my old stuff.
Did he get the, we were having I was having this discussion with him earlier. Did he get a TIE Fighter pilot helmet from you?
No, that wasn't me. I think I remember talking to him after he ordered that, though.
Well, I think he thinks that we got it for him for Christmas, and that's certainly a possibility, but I don't remember.
That sounds familiar. I remember at a show talking to him that, like, it was right after you guys maybe ordered it, or he ordered it, or somebody did.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of my favorite helmets.
That's a cool design.
Yeah. Same with the snow version for like the AT-AT pilots.
Yep. That's one I've always wanted to do. It's super complicated. There's all kinds of little parts, and they call them greeblies. That's like the
Greeblies.
Yep. That's the term for like it may just be a Star Wars thing, but it might cover like all movie props. They kind of just take like little chunks of like electronics sometimes and just like glue them on there and make a backstory for what that little knob does.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, speaking of backstories, our guest of honor has been out on the road for quite a while. A couple of different times. We were going to have you on here before, and then you went back out on the road. Alec Gaut This Media, and tell us what you've been up to.
Well, at the beginning of the year, I started working for the Supercross series. Something that I've been trying to do for many years, and just finally got the opportunity. And been going to different cities, setting up for the Supercross races, and getting experience life outside of Kansas. So it's been really good.
What has been your road food of choice?
I've tried to eat at different places and stuff, but honestly, like, I've just been stuck with Chick-fil-A. And I hate to say that, but it's always easy.
You got to have a go-to.
Yep.
You know, mine's probably Taco Bell, unfortunately, but it's cheap.
I managed to stay away from Taco Bell on tour, but these cities that we're staying in, there's so many options to eat different things, so it was pretty easy to do that. But
give us a little rundown of where all you've been last. It's been a month?
Well, yeah, I started this.
You started the first year.
Yeah, in January. I went to Houston. We stayed there for 2 weeks. Then I went to Indianapolis, and then went to Florida. And I'm trying to think. Run a blank here. Went to Florida, then we went to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And just recently, I just got back from Salt Lake City, and it's been a good run.
So have so you said Houston was like 2 weeks. Have they all been long stays?
Yeah,
or?
They've actually been 2 weeks for each round. With COVID and everything, they usually do a different city every weekend. And for this season, they decided to stay in the same spot for 2 weeks and hold multiple races there. And that actually worked out in my favor because you get to stay a little bit longer in the city and explore on the days off. And once you have something set up, you can, you don't have to set it up all over again for the next race. So that really worked out in my favor. And I think next season they're planning on going back to the original style schedule. And I'm probably going to do it again, but
Well, you kind of got to warm up.
Yeah.
Like most people wouldn't.
Yeah.
How do the seasons run? I mean,
it usually runs January through May for the indoor series, and I'm not sure what the cities or what the locations are going to be yet, but it's usually a race every Saturday.
Yeah.
So
and just January to May, they don't have like fall or summer, or it's a different thing.
Yeah.
They go outdoors.
Yep.
For the motocross series.
And are they actual races? Do they do the trick stuff or combination? Or
it's just the races are strictly Supercross races. They do have like fan fest area for like the pre-show, and every now and then they'll have like BMX stunt riders come in or freestyle riders come in and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
So now that you got your foot in the door, you need to talk them into having live bands.
Yes, that'd be awesome. They have had live bands in the pit area.
I would imagine. An opportunity.
So
what does like a typical day for you look like? Working with them. It changes, but a lot of the time, just like helping set up for the races, I'm hanging banners, and there are a few days where I was helping build the structures, like the manager's tower and finish line, stuff like that. Okay.
And they called me a hybrid because they just put me everywhere, and I was just like trying to help out as much as I can. So
the nice term for you get to do the grunt work.
Yeah. I've accepted that, but but it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So how's obviously you just got back yesterday, or was it last night?
Yep.
Yeah. How's the recovery going?
It's going okay. I was pretty stressed out yesterday. Had my flight was supposed to take off at like 8:35, I think, and I missed it by like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, like I've never experienced that before. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have to fork over some more money and all that, which they pay for the flights back home and everything. So I thought I was gonna have to pay for this flight. And luckily I went up to the desk and just told the lady, and she had me a new flight in 10 minutes, and I was like, here you go. And just printed it off. And it's like, all right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But it worked out because the next flight that I was on, the guy that just won the championship, I know his family through working with them with video and stuff. And his dad was actually right in front of me on the plane, so I got to talk to him about him winning the championship and stuff.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I've only had one instance. I on my way home from Irvine, California, stopped in Phoenix, and a dust storm came in.
Oh,
so
wow.
I grounded everything. And I'm like, holy shit, what am I supposed to do? So
Get comfortable.
It's like 9:30 at night, and they weren't going to do anything until the next day. And so it was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to wake up my boss and find a hotel. And then I didn't get out of there until like 4:00 the next afternoon. And most of that, you got to check out by noon.
yeah.
And so I was just sitting at the airport waiting. It kind of sucked. And I don't like flying anyway, so that didn't help anything. But it was pretty cool because at that airport, all the airports have, all the great big glass windows and everything like that. And you could totally see that dust storm blow in.
Oh, man.
That was really kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Kind of scary, but kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought I was going to make it on time, but once I got to security, I usually just have to take out my camera and my big lens and, laptop.
This time they did the cavity search.
They wanted everything. And I got through.
What's your sign?
I got all my electronics out and got through that. And then you have to go through that one thing where you stand there or whatever. And they did the scan and they said they saw some metal or whatever, like right in my knee. For some reason, every time I go to these airports, it's Tulsa and just now Salt Lake, but they said they spotted something on my knee. And I'm like, never had surgery or anything like that. So it's like
childhood accident. You got something
I guess.
in there. You don't know about.
There's all these like documentaries about this. It was like a kid, and he's in a lot of them, and he has this like chunk of metal in his leg that they found doing some type of like x-ray or whatever. And they did a test on it and they can't figure out what it is. It's like not earthly elements, or that's what they're saying in this documentary. So I hope to hell that's what he has.
Yeah.
I hope he has something.
Man,
just
maybe
nuts.
you were probed.
Yeah,
Well,
something's going on.
I tell you what,
Aliens came down and embedded some crazy alloy into your knee.
if anybody starts talking to you about an MRI, get an x-ray first.
okay.
Otherwise, if there is metal in there, it will be removed.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Big spinning magnet will just suck it right out of your leg. I don't imagine that would be very pleasant.
No, doesn't sound like it.
I'm surprised that's not like a scene in like a horror movie or something.
I think it's been in horror movies.
Has it?
Yeah, I can't think of any right off the top of my head. It seems like maybe a Final Destination thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Seems like it would fit right in with something like that.
Yeah, it's got to be.
There's
in
been something with an MRI. Yeah.
Hmm.
Some dude's head explodes or something. I can't remember. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your plans now?
I get a little bit of a break, a few weeks, and then I go out to do the outdoor series, and it's basically the same thing, just setting up for the races and stuff. But with this series, I get to bust out my camera during the actual races and take pictures, so I'm really looking forward to that. Because this last series, I didn't get to do any camera work because I'm like also one of the safety guys. So when the race is going on, and if somebody wrecks, I have to run out there and protect them and make sure everything's good. And
Can you do it with one hand? You gotta run up to him, snap,
oh man, I wish. I was hoping that I was hoping that I could at least set up like a GoPro, something run out, because
chest rig or
something. Because I don't think people realize how crazy it is like during those races. And it's a scary experience.
being that close to it.
Yeah, because during my interview, my boss asked me, he's like, how comfortable do you feel being close to the track? And I was like, well, I'm used to running cameras and stuff, so I'm not worried about it at all. And then when they're going over things about like people wrecking and stuff, like you're out there and there's bikes racing for money. So, you have to be out of their way. They're not going to move over for you. They're not going to slow down. And it's crazy.
See, I think running a camera would be creepier, because I have a tendency to look at the screen or be in the viewfinder, and there's that detachment, that mental detachment.
Definitely.
And it's like, you're doing something and you're like, oh shit, I'm in it,
Yeah.
We actually had a photographer get hit at the first round. A rider just jumped off the side of the track and just nailed this guy. And he's been a photographer for a long time in the sport, and it was just one of those things when they were talking about how like we have to move the photographers back and make sure they're safe. And in my head, I was thinking like, this guy knows what he's doing. Like he knows what spots he shouldn't be in and all that. And then I hear on the radio, hey, this guy just got wiped out, and he's laying on the ground. I was like, oh, okay, this is not good.
It could happen.
Yeah.
So. Another thing like that, not to go off on a tangent, but like golf, I'm surprised that spectators don't get beamed with golf balls all the time.
Yes, they're right there.
that would make me nervous.
Yeah, if it was me hitting a ball, like I can be pointing that way and the ball can go that way. Oh, I know it's a different thing. Like they're pro golfers, but
right. But man, shots get away from anybody. It's sometimes.
Yeah.
Same with, these are professional, drivers, riders.
Yeah.
The proper terminology. But I'm sure just one small little error. That's all it takes, or a poor, condition on the track or whatever.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about motocross is like both of us used to race ATV motocross, so we kind of did a similar thing but on four-wheelers. And the track is dirt, so it's constantly changing every lap. So you can come around one lap and there's a giant rock that just somebody popped out of the ground. Like there's variables like that make it, and the ruts are changing. It's just it's always kind of.
I would so much rather do it on a bike than a quad.
I'm kind of.
I feel like there's more control. You have your center of gravity. The times I've been on a quad, it just, on two wheels, it's like everything you do, it does. I mean, there's times where you're on a quad where the quad does things and it's like you can't lean and pull it back type. It's just it's a different thing.
Yeah, it helps having like a quad that's set up specifically for that too.
Yeah,
that's a big, because they're a lot lower and just suspension's a lot. It's a lot different than your typical like off the showroom four-wheeler.
Yeah. If you guys have a lot of fun, three-wheelers.
Yeah.
So you guys got into that stuff like pretty young, and you've kind of been into it all grown up.
I got a four-wheeler when I was, I think, 3, almost 4.
Wow.
And then I switched to dirt bikes until I was probably 15, somewhere around there, and then I started racing quads.
Okay.
So, I think I got my first four-wheeler when I was 12 maybe, but growing up around him, I was able to ride one of their quads and stuff like that, but just watching him have all that fun, I was like, yeah, I got to get something like this too. So
I remember when Quentin, I think Quentin was 10, so that would have been Colby around 5, 6. Anyway, we got them one of the little 50cc quads, right?
Yep.
And I remember Quentin being real conservative and everything, and Colby gets on it. It's like, and of course we're out in the field, and he turns too hard, and he rolls it, and he comes off of it, and I'm just he's like 6, like I said, and I'm just running, hauling ass after him just to find out, and he gets up and he's, that was awesome. It's like, oh my god.
Like hoping that it scared him, and it did the opposite.
No, he absolutely loved it. I think what scared them both was when their mom wrecked and knocked her head pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, they always wore a helmet.
Yeah.
She was just taking it around the yard and lost it on some gravel, and just happened to be right by the side road, which was asphalt, and
bonk.
Yeah, bonked her head. Got a little rattle.
Man.
So wear your helmet, kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely wear your helmet.
I see people riding them like around. We live a way out, so we have gravel roads and stuff, and I see people just flying without a helmet. I'm like, man, just please put a helmet on.
Guilty.
Yeah.
I was a kid, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they got me the helmet, but the helmet didn't always come with me. And when I was a teen, it was before I could even drive, right? So, but I was really close to the edge of town, so I'd just scoot out to the gravel roads, and just ride all over the country, and a little 125 can get up to 70 on gravel roads and without a helmet, and I'm like,
you got enough room.
How the hell am I alive?
Yeah.
But I remember coming home at night, and that's when you really know that you should be wearing a helmet, because you just start getting pelted by bugs.
Bugs, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like that scene in Dumb and Dumber,
Pulling them out.
teeth and shit. It's a true story. Nasty.
Zach, what have you been up to lately, man?
Working.
That's
pretty much been
working
it.
for the man. God
It's not.
dang.
It's my fault.
It's not. It's not his fault, but it's kind of. It does when he leaves. It does kind of fall on me, kind of to just keep things going. So, but I don't mind it. I enjoy doing it. I'm happy that he's out doing things like that. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
You got a little kit set up out there, don't you?
At the mini storage?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of one of those little like DW practice pad kits.
Yeah.
It's cool for like 10 minutes and then I'm just... Yeah.
So maybe you need to get one of those.
I need one of those so badly.
Put that in, just keep it in the office, Get rid of the desk.
Yep.
You don't need a chair.
One of those
just
is
the essentials.
Is the electric kit over there.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun. But that's cool. Just to remind people, Zakk Lumm has been on the podcast before a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
Drummer for Traci and the Time Travelers.
Yep.
And of course, your other project. God dang it, man! I'm spacing.
Flowsion. Yeah, Flowsion.
It's been so long since I've seen you guys play.
Yeah,
I'm just like
that last time was Pittsburgh when you guys played. Yeah, that was the last one.
I'm having a moment tonight. I mean, I'm like a kind of a space cadet, so I apologize, guys.
No problem.
Anyways, fantastic drummer. Check out the previous episodes. You can do a deep dive on Zakk and all his projects, but I'm glad you. So you did have a gig the other night, a couple gigs with Traci, right?
Yeah, it was the first one was at the brewery here in town, and we weren't really expecting much, and they didn't even know like where they would put us to play, and like Traci and Alex went the day before and kind of scoped out and decided we're just going to play on the patio. And we just have really good friends. So like, it's kind of, we don't have to worry about nobody being there, which is way different than our metal bands because sometimes there is nobody there. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, we just have really good friends and family. So there's always somebody there. And everybody, we decided it's like, the COVID stuff and everything, like businesses like that probably aren't doing great, so we'll just play for free and hope that they sell some beer. And they did, so they were really happy and we had fun. So
it worked out. I made it through all of their different selection of brews.
Yeah, I had a couple.
I sampled every one of them.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's a cool place. I don't think I'd ever really been there for more than a couple minutes before that.
Yeah, we went there once. Zakk's brother Jake showed up to practice one night. He was like, "Hey, let's go down." And I don't know, we were down there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then we came back and tried to play. Which, I mean, we played good because we didn't care.
Yeah, just loosened up.
Whether or not it was actually good, I don't know, but
yeah,
it was a good time. But we've been talking about getting Indie Brew Works in here.
Yeah, and, I'd like to do that.
So shout out to
those
them.
guys.
Yeah, they're good people. Really good people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, looking forward to Niwala. Hopefully that'll help them catch up because they've had adversity from day one.
Yeah.
And getting everything lined up just to open up, and then COVID. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm impressed that they're still open. They're still doing it.
Yeah,
and,
that's
people around town, like they have events on certain nights. They've got like a trivia night and stuff. And I've talked to several people that like look forward to that every week.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's really heartening to see that they're doing well.
Yeah.
So other than Flowsion, Traci and the Time Travelers, everybody check out Gaut This Media.
Yeah.
And definitely check out the different year-end recap videos. Those are everybody's favorites.
Yeah, I really need to put something else together. The ideas are rolling, but I just haven't had time to really do any filming or anything like that. But
I know how
I've been trying to mark it down. Like if I come up with an idea, just like, all right, got to remember this because we got to do this. But
use the notepad in your phone. Man.
Yep. So
or the voice recorder. Whatever is just notate it. Yeah. But Alec is also a stunt man. Yeah.
Try to be.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Well, he's his own stunt man. I figure if I need stunts, then I'm going to call him and see if he's willing to do it.
Okay.
There's shit pay.
Yeah. I'd probably be willing to do it. So,
What was it the last one you got hit by my old car?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Our friend hit him with my old car. The one before that, you jumped out of a moving camper.
Moving trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And that was, it was my boss's trailer. And I just happened to text him one day. I'm like, hey, can we do this real quick? And he was like, what are you talking about? It's like, I kind of got this idea where I'm jumping out of your moving trailer. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. See, that
Make sure you're going at least 40.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the Midwest. Because anywhere else it'd be like, do you have like a waiver or something that you could sign?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Midwest is like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Hold my beer mentality for sure.
Don't die.
We picked the side road for it, and I just remember thinking like, oh, it's, just little pasture, it's fine. Well, by the time I got in the trailer and everything, started moving, I'm like, man, he's actually moving pretty fast. Like, I didn't, I told him just to go like, go like 10 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour.
That's a lot.
That's still pretty fast when you're sitting there about to jump out. And when I jumped out, there was like one of those electrical boxes, and I missed it, thank God. But
goodness.
I started I landed, and when I landed, my knee hit, and I just kind of did like a little roll with it. And after, I was kind of scoping out the area that I jumped out, and I didn't realize it, but the sidewalk, there was just grass growing over the sidewalk. So it was just concrete. So I pretty much, my knee landed on concrete, and I just did like a roll.
Goodness.
But I had such a rush just doing that. I was just like, oh yeah, I was pumped up, ready to go. And then later in the day, limping back into work. But
I imagine that's why my knees are messed up, because there was a lot of shit like that when I was a kid. I remember jumping we had a big bonfire out in a pasture somewhere, and we were all riding in the back of the truck, and somebody said, hey, would you hop out? Yeah, I'll hop out. And hell, that was probably 10, 15 miles an hour. But
yeah.
you know what? You were not moving that fast when you hit that ground.
No.
And the inertia just carries you straight forward.
I know when I was a kid, it was always like, who can jump off the highest thing?
Yep.
Oh, the swing sets at the grade school, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I swear to God, I could fly back then. And I'm paying for it now.
Yeah. We were super into pro wrestling for so many years, and my dad actually built us, it's small, but he built us like a full ring with with turnbuckles and cable ropes, and we built like a replica of a WCW ring. And so I don't know how many years we did that, but
oh man, it was quite a few years.
We beat the hell out of each other.
I mean, it was fun because it seemed like every family event we'd have out there, but like Zach and I would always look at each other like, time to have a match. I was like, yep. Yeah. So we'd get the family and they'd all go to the barn, and we'd put on matches and stuff. And then it got to be like 4th of July. My dad would bring his buddies and they'd all be hammered, watching, and they didn't know what to expect. So they get up there and there's a legit ring up there, and Zach and I are beating the hell out of each other. They they loved it. So
yeah. They'd be cheering, and then Grandma would be like, no, stop. She'd be crying. And Grandpa'd be making fun of her. And that's actually once I don't know if you know anything about wrestling, but once ECW got popular, like the really hardcore stuff, they started using thumbtacks a lot.
Yeah.
And so we started using thumbtacks and slamming each other on thumbtacks. So that is what I think is in his knee.
Yeah, it could be.
I think it's a
full circle here.
So yeah, to bring it back, I think there's a little chunk of thumbtack.
God, I wish
in there.
I had a stud finder here, right?
Right?
Yeah. You can see you can find it.
But yeah,
actually, I think my dad has one of the. So it's like big. It's like a big square, but you pass boards through it, so you can find broke off nails.
Oh,
or screws
wow.
and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. So it actually picks up metal and not just
There you go.
density. But
put your leg through there.
yeah.
Yeah, the ring was in my grandpa's hayloft, and there's like rafters up there, so we would jump off those. We'd jump out of the ring onto the floor. My grandpa had a stack of plywood, probably, I don't know, like 30 sheets of plywood, and by the time we got done, I didn't want to take all of it because I knew, like, okay, if he sees just an empty pallet with no wood, he's going to know we took them. So it got down to like 3 pieces, and I was like, okay, we need to stop stealing these. But yeah, this is like a weekly thing. Like we would just,
you know what sucks is that you guys were 20 years ahead of your time. You know, if you had the camera phones,
if we
and everything,
had that,
like, you would be making money on YouTube.
Yep. I think about that.
I watch that superhuman guy all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Just for all the juggalos and juggalettes. Yeah.
It sucks. All that stuff that all that stupid shit that we used to do, we did for free.
Yep.
I feel really bad for my little brother because I'm like a little over 4 years older than my brother, and we'd watch wrestling and I'd have to try out every move on him, and he was too little to like stop me.
Yeah. That's how it was at the beginning, probably.
Yeah.
But we started kind of getting, I just stayed the same height and Alec just kept going. But,
Yeah, but you had that low center of gravity.
Yeah.
You're like,
I was just the thick little guy.
Yeah, Zakk was a strong guy. He was able to pick me up and throw me, everywhere, and I tried to pick him up and was like, nope.
Yeah.
So I was the one usually taking the slams quite often. But
There's a guy from Coffeyville. He goes by Bull Schmidt. That's like his wrestling name. Yeah. And he wrestled in Japan, wrestled all over, and he wrestled the Flowsion, our band, is named after the finishing move of Misawa, this wrestler from Japan who passed away. His finisher was the Emerald Flowsion. So we took Flowsion from that, and this guy from Coffeyville wrestled him. So he would come out here and there and like kind of help us with pointers, and he's such a good dude. Like he taught us to lock up, and I went for him with my head down, and he kind of pushed me back, and he's like, if your head's down like that, you're going to hit my lip and I'm going to start bleeding. And if I start bleeding off a stupid move like that, I'm going to hit you in your face. like he was kind of showing us like how like everybody gives wrestling shit for being fake, but he was like telling us like you have to protect yourself, and like it's not fake. Like you can get really hurt.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody ever doubted the physicality. It's like, it's the story. It's the soap opera, the man's soap opera of it all. Yeah. And I maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but I think matches are preordained. I think they're somewhat choreographed. But yeah, I mean, like you say, you fuck up and you piss somebody off, then it changes the ball game.
Yeah, we would throw each other around, and kind of we did it so much that we had everything down to where we'd protect each other, but we knew what we were in for. And then he would come up there, and I remember, and he's like 6. I don't know how tall he is.
6'5", 6'6",
somewhere.
Wow.
Like getting suplexed from that height is a lot different than getting suplexed from that height. So like the first time, and you have to really like get all your air out when you're going down. So when you hit, your air is already out of you, so you can't get the wind knocked out of you.
Yeah.
And I just like tensed up and held my breath, and he dropped me, and I was just sitting there like not breathing. It's the worst feeling ever, but it was so fun. So much fun.
Worst feeling ever. So much fun.
Yeah.
he was actually the one that threw me through the table in one of my end of the year recap videos. Like later on, I just hit him up with a random message. I was like, hey man, like I got this idea. Like, how do you feel about throwing me through a table? And he's like, I'm in. I was like, all right, cool. And we went to the Yoke in Coffeyville, and I asked them about it. I was like, hey, would you be cool if I filmed myself getting thrown through a table here? And same thing. Like, they're just like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, really? Like, I wasn't expecting a yes, but she was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I happened to just show up with the table. I provided the table, and I was like trying to get things set up, and I was a little nervous about it, but I mean, there's families in there eating, they don't know what's going on. So like, this wasn't like a thing where, we announced what was going on. And I was like, all right, man, we can go do it in the side room. Like, I wasn't expecting there to do it in front of all those people and everything. And he was like, no, we're giving him a dinner and a movie. Like, this is happening out here. And I was like, no, we can do it in the side room. He's like, nope, we're doing it right here. I'm like, okay, great. And so we kind of got it set up, and I just kind of looked around and was like, hey, if anybody's, please don't film this, because I'm going to post it in my video and all that stuff. And just threw me through the table. And there were a few groups of people there that, they were cool with it. They thought it was hilarious, but there was a family there that was like not with it. It was like, okay, let's get up and leave. And it's like, sorry guys. But
bunch of squares.
Yeah. It's all for the show.
But, going back to the Midwest thing, the side note is that it is, like you said, you brought your own table. It'd be like, well, you're not going to break one of my tables, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Was that Grandpa's table?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, sorry, Grandpa, still breaking tables.
Keeping the tradition going.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Intermission.
Yeah. So we part of the reason we brought up May the 4th, obviously, is because it is May the 4th. But I know at least most of us at this half round table are excited about The Bad Batch, which just started on Disney Plus.
I already watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good.
Dude.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs way up.
Oh, that's
all right.
Colby actually texted me. He said, "Oh, you got to watch it."
Dude, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm not even I like Rebels and Clone Wars, but I wasn't ever like super diehard into it. But I feel like this, like I'm going to start at the beginning and really follow along, and it was good. They show, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like a very important, they show like a kind of a different point of view of a very important event.
So this is pre Order 66.
You want to know?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming when you say that, I'm just
assuming that
thinking
it's
the
Order 66.
timeline. So it's like starts pre Order 66 and goes through Order 66.
It starts like right at Order 66.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Well, this one was like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I expected it. There was a couple parts where I was like, okay, this is a cool like place to stop.
Yeah.
And then I paused it to. I had customers walking in the whole time.
Okay.
So
watched it at work. Yeah.
I watched it at work. But then I paused it and looked up, and I was like 30 minutes in, and it was over an hour.
Yeah.
So
we get a new one Friday too.
Oh, really?
Because it's going to be on Fridays.
Oh, cool.
So, and I just looked to see how many episodes, because like the Disney Plus ones, like WandaVision was what, 10 episodes?
9, I think.
Nine episodes, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier was 6 episodes, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot. 16 episodes.
Oh, wow.
This runs until August.
Jeez.
Or until the middle of August.
I like when they release it once a week, because I would blow right through it if I could.
I just assume binge it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have something to look forward to, though.
Yeah.
Like, Friday.
Yep. That's how I
It's the
feel.
new episode. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I've always got so many different things going on. It's like, okay, 16 hours, or, maybe the rest of them are 30 minutes. So like 8 hours. All right. So this Sunday, watch it and I'm done. It's like, and then I have all the time until the next show comes out. But, hour, 30 minutes at a time, once a week. It's okay. Except that we have a gig Friday. So I guess I'll watch it at 3 a.m.
I was going to say, yep.
I've got tomorrow off. I might make a little time.
There you go.
Oh, no. I'm just talking about Friday's episode. I'll probably watch this one either tonight when I get home or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's cool for sure.
Alec, are you a Star Wars guy?
I am a Star Wars fan, but I'm not that heavy into it now. I used to be when I was younger, but when I get some time, I try to catch up on all this stuff. I'm actually behind on The Mandalorian, which is terrible, but I got to catch up on that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Mandalorian's one of the best things that's happened to Star Wars in a long time.
The second season of that was just mwah.
Yeah.
It was great.
The second season, I thought, pushed a whole lot of different narratives without any real resolution.
It did. I'm just talking more the production value of it, and
the budget was there.
It kept me, like we were saying, like, is it Friday yet? God damn it! I want the new episode.
That's how I was for sure. Yeah.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, Ahsoka Tano hit the screen, and I was like a little teenage girl. Yeah, 100%.
That's like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not super into the Clone Wars or Rebels, but like her character, there's something about just like you kind of understand like the weight of her character, even if you're not super up on the whole story.
I think. Yes. I mean, you watched Clone Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got through all the seasons and everything.
There would be like, once it got on Netflix, there would be like episodes I would skip. The ones that were just like about
random
like
stuff,
trade policies and like super. I would skip those for like the action packed ones. But
I think out of all of Star Wars, that Ahsoka Tano is the most developed character in all of it. You know, because she started as I think she was like 12.
Yeah,
so
she was like really young.
Yeah,
and you know she was when she debuted, fans hated her because she was an annoying preteen, you know. But everybody watched her grow up, and then I remember not knowing that she was even going to pop up in Rebels, and she popped up in Rebels, and it was a total moment. Right. I mean, it's like, oh my god, you know. And that, man, her showdown with Vader in Rebels, just gets me every time.
Yep.
And then
that's probably required viewing for
yes.
Yeah. When she left the Jedi Order in Clone Wars, that was freaking heavy. And then those last 4 episodes of that last season of Clone Wars was just, especially that last episode, just absolutely savage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whew. And then Rosario Dawson, she's a winner for me.
And I think, you know, the thing that really gets me about that character is everything in Star Wars is so black and white. Sometimes it's like it's dark side or it's light side. It's either you straight and narrow or just fall off the edge into irredeemable corruption, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like she kind of sees the gray. You know, and you could say that Luke has that to some degree. He kind of had a toe over the line of the dark side, like during the Jedi, Return of the Jedi and stuff. But we got to see that with her over 6-7 seasons of it. It's so well developed.
Yeah.
Well, and I think
I love that aspect of it.
I think the thing of her too is, yes, she sees the gray, but she is easily more black versus white than the Jedi or the Sith, because they think that they are absolute good with their toes in the dark and vice versa, whereas she
I guess she sees the hubris in the dogmatic approach of the Jedi and that it's become stale, it's become non-responsive to the ideals they're supposed to uphold.
I think if you want to deep dive that, look up some YouTube videos on what if Qui-Gon Jinn had survived.
Yeah,
and it outlines a really plausible scenario where Anakin never would have gone to the dark side because of Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
Qui-Gon was the Ahsoka Tano before Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah. Which he'll be in the Kenobi series.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Force Ghost, but
Liam
Neeson's on board. That's gonna be awesome.
Pretty sweet.
That's gonna be awesome.
Man,
Hayden Christensen's in it.
Yeah.
So he's playing Vader.
There's so much good stuff.
I know.
I hope. The further we get out from like the what do you call the trilogy after the original?
Tragedy.
Yeah, that's what I'm heading towards. Yeah. But like, no, those movies, I think I just want to like Star Wars so much that I can still see like things I like in all of them.
Sure.
But
I'm that way too. Yeah.
But I think like The Mandalorian saved Star Wars for me.
As a brand, it certainly,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I continue to watch the sequel trilogy.
I can't even say sequel. That's what I was trying to think of.
And the bad thing is the more I watch it, the less I like it.
Yeah. I can still watch The Rise of Skywalker just because I really like a couple of the things that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I love the final Snoke's throne room, the saber battle.
It just looks,
yeah, I mean,
it just looks so cool.
There's just so many things in that it's just no.
Yeah, I can watch,
and I pick them apart every time.
That's what got me when we went and saw it in the theaters. I was like, man, that was fun, cool. Like that's pretty awesome. And then I started like reading online and all these different theories and stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm putting way too much thought into this.
Well, and it's not even that. I mean, yeah, I guess there is a little bit of extra thought, but it's just like the initial bombing run, on the Dreadnought, right? And so it's like, yeah, Poe disobeys Leia's direct order, but seriously, every other ship does too, because he turned his communications off. And then we don't realize that we're losing all of our bombers, every single one of them.
Yeah.
And we're still okay with it. Just
some weird choices.
Yeah. Wow. And then I think as much fan service as The Rise of Skywalker is, it's a detriment to that film because it's just course correcting everything that happened in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I didn't like that actually. I wish they would have just stuck with the original vision and played it out. I think it would have gone a lot better, even if people were unhappy with that original choice. But it's almost like they were just like, it's Star Wars. People will like it.
Yeah, yeah, literally.
Yeah, that's
and I do. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like I do to a point.
Yeah. It's still better than the Christmas special.
I have not seen that yet,
dude.
But it sounds like I shouldn't.
I think you're fine just letting that one go.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched it either.
Chewie has a wife.
Yeah,
named Lala.
Yep, and a son.
He has a dad named Itchy.
Yep,
and then his son. Go ahead.
Is I just had it. Lumpy.
All
right.
Yeah.
So you got Chewbacca, right? Very exotic name. Then you got Itchy and Lumpy. What were they thinking?
You have B. Arthur.
Yes. Oh my god.
And you have Luke looking super feminine.
Yeah, super pancake makeup.
Yeah,
it's all shot with TV broadcast cameras. So it's like they pull shit from the film, right? For cut scenes and stuff like that. But then they go to like the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and it looks like an old episode of Soap. Do you remember that show?
No.
Or Benson or any of those old early 80s sitcom type shows. It's just wow. And every time Harrison Ford delivers a line, he's like, you can just see it in his face. It's like, I better get getting paid for this.
Yeah.
It's painful. So painful. I have yet to make it through. I've gone on YouTube to pick out the little things, like the introduction of Boba Fett is in that Christmas special.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's an animated little animated thing. So you can actually go. It's like 2 hours if they cut or if they leave the commercials in. It's like an hour 38 if they leave commercials out. But I like the one with commercials in because it's like a lot of Star Wars toy commercials. And it's like
the commercials are awesome.
Add that.
Yep.
It's crazy though. I have it on DVD. Downloaded it and burned it to DVD, and I have yet to watch it all the way through.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, YouTube, just get those little pieces, And even when I go and want to show somebody the Life Day song, which is horrible because it's like this non-religious version of Christmas, basically, is what Life Day is.
Okay.
But it's set to like the Star Wars theme. They just added lyrics to it. It's so bad.
Oh my goodness.
And, you know, to be fair, Carrie Fisher has a decent voice, but damn. It's so bad. Cannot. And like when she's singing it, they'll pan over and it's Peter Mayhew, you know, as Chewbacca, but he's just like, and he doesn't move, you know, and then the camera just stays on him like way too long. Is it mouth's open? It's so bad. That is a dark day in Star Wars history.
It makes you just think like, man, let's just get some cameras and just do some crazy shit. If they could put that out, like,
yeah,
we can come up with some crazy shit and put it out there.
Yeah. I think they were just banking on like anything Star Wars right now is going to sell. Like, so we'll just put the quickest thing we can do. We'll get it on camera and just put it out.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that was like the Christmas after Star Wars blew up, you know, I mean, it,
yeah,
you know, I mean, it was pre A New Hope. I mean, it was just Star Wars.
It was before A New Hope. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Before it was actually called A New Hope. Okay. Yeah. I was like, man, I had it all wrong.
Oh my. No,
the movies are based on the.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, how did it survive then?
Yeah, no. Yeah, but it's also obvious that like when you look at Harrison Ford, the makeup guys were going towards him, and you can just see him going, "Get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, he seems like that type of dude.
Oh, Luke's. God, wow, that's a lot of makeup.
All right, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna pivot on Mark Hamill right now. Did you guys see that he is going to co-star with Burt Kreischer in the Machine movie?
Yes, I did.
There's a Machine movie?
Yeah, with Mark Hamill.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Mark Hamill plays his dad, I think.
Fucking take my money.
I think they're filming right now.
They are.
Burt has missed like a bunch of the podcasts.
Right.
So, and they're filming
in somewhere exotic. I forget. So,
Trabinsk.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was like in Russia, but it was. Isn't that where the Machine story happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember now, but
I can't remember either.
They're definitely not in LA filming right now. It's somewhere crazy.
That's amazing. Yeah, take my money.
Yeah. Like I listened to their Two Bears One Cave podcast, and he kept saying, I'm going to rehab. When I'm away at rehab, do this, do that. And then I was like, what the hell is he doing? He's not going to rehab.
Yeah. I listened to a podcast with Tom, and he was saying how proud he is of his friend, but he was like, damn it, the next 10 years of our life is going to be Burt just bragging about being a movie star. And like, he's not going to shut up about like all the cool people he met. And it's really funny.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
No, I hadn't heard anything about it.
And Tom said they're making a deal with him where after this movie comes out, they're never going to mention Machine again. Like
he doesn't get to tell the Machine story anymore.
It's been beat into the ground for so many years that they're just done.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, that's peaking.
Yeah,
if you
that's
make a movie about a bit, you can't do that bit anymore.
No, I know. You just go watch the movie.
Yeah, yeah. Please. That's how I get paid now. Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys are into, like podcasts, music, other media that's just like kind of grabbing your attention right now that we need to know about?
I've kind of just been hoping for live music to come back, but have you guys been catching any like live streams or anything for any of your bands that you listen to?
You know, the only one that I sat all the way through was last year, and I think I shared it with you. Was like early on when they were first starting to do live streams, and it was Code Orange.
And
they just set the fucking bar for me. I couldn't watch anybody else because they gave it 150%, and there was 0 people in the room. You know, I mean, it was just wow.
They have to be one of the hardest working bands that's around right now. I feel
crazy,
like,
man.
And they're constantly just turning stuff out, and it's like it's different than what they did a month before, and it's really creative, and their videos are always like, they don't rehash the same stuff. It's
I don't.
It's really impressive.
I don't always like what their songs are.
That's how I am.
But
I respect the shit out of them,
and watching them changes everything.
Yeah,
you know, I think being physically in the room for one of their sets would be fucking awesome. Yeah. And I think I'd love everything they did just because you watched it, you know?
Yeah.
A live experience changes a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of bands that I have more respect for because I saw them live.
Definitely.
That I never would have paid to go see, but it was like, you know, it was like Ozfest one year or Rockfest in KC. And, you know, you just take whoever's in the lineup or Rocklahoma or...
We were talking about that the other day, like how many cool bands we've seen just because we went to see the headliner. And like some of them are my favorite bands now.
Yeah. I
guess that's the idea of why.
Yeah, that's why you have openers.
Open yeah.
I mean, just off the top of my head, Papa Roach. That's an incredible live band.
Really?
Yeah.
I really enjoy them.
Yeah. And see, I've never been a big fan. Of course, I knew most of their songs because they're on the radio all the time, you know, but they were spot on live and they were high energy and stuff like that. Pretty Reckless at Rocklahoma. Man, they were fucking awesome. I mean, she made me a fan then. And who else? Oh, dang it. What's the band, the drummer? She did a side project, Ledger.
Jen Ledger, Skillet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I'm still not running out to listen to their music, but they did a great live show. I remember that first year we went to Rocklahoma. The headliner that night was Def Leppard. They still got it, dude.
Yeah,
they still got it.
They're a good band.
Yeah, they still got it. He still got his voice. I mean, you know, earlier in the day we had to sit through Slaughter, and he doesn't. He does for a lot of the songs. It's funny.
We were just talking about that not too long ago too.
But like Fly Like an Angel, he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's
and by God, I can say he did because I saw them when they were opening act for fucking Kiss. You know,
whoa,
that's
brand
cool.
new. Up All Night was the first single off that record that blew him up, and it was on the radio at that time. And yeah, he could sing back then, and that was awesome. But it was them, Faster Pussycat, and Kiss, and that was during the Hot in the Shade era, so no makeup. But I was there for Faster Pussycat. Faster Pussycat was awesome.
Yeah, I never got in. They were just one of the bands I never got into for whatever reason.
They were absolute trash. And it's wonderful.
I actually got to see them. They played. They opened up with Firehouse. It was when I went to go film with Winger in Houston. I got to see him.
You filmed with Winger?
Yeah. Well,
really?
I attempted to film.
You have to tell this story,
please.
Please.
Okay, so I'm a big Winger fan. Like, listen to all their stuff. Just
you saw him in Coffeyville, right?
No, I didn't get to see him in Coffeyville. But I've heard about it.
It was great.
But so I've been trying to see him. I saw Kip at Rocklahoma, talked to him a few times, and then got to see him in Wichita. And
we drove to New Mexico.
to
see them in Warrant.
And
huge show.
I loved Warrant when I was a kid, man. I freaking loved those guys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
that's a sad tale.
Yeah.
We drove to New Mexico to see him for that show, and it was like the 25th anniversary. They're going to do a DVD recording, and I was like, I'm going to be there front row. Like, I got to see this.
There were people with signs saying, like, we came from, like, Korea. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
There were people from all over the world, and they ended up never releasing it, never doing anything with it.
They scrapped it. And I was trying to get in contact with the media people, like, can I at least get some of the footage of, like, a crowd shot of me in the crowd, you know, like something so I could, you know, tell a story about this. And the guy was like, yeah, man, no problem. I'll look at the footage and I'll get you something. And then never got anything. Yeah. Sent another email. Sorry, man, I broke my back. And then, like, 6 months later, I'm like, okay, is this going to happen or not? Never got the footage. So I wanted to redeem myself and, you know, try to get footage with them. And at that point, I've been trying with different bands to film with them, just get clips here and there. And I reached out to them. And they were like, yeah, you can film. That's fine. It's like, all right, cool. So I drove to Houston, and the day of the show, I was sending messages back and forth to make sure I was on the list and everything. They were like, yeah, you're good for photos. I was like, well, I was supposed to be doing video. And they're like, nope, just photos. I was like, all right, well, at least I brought my, camera for photos. And so I'll do that. And driving through Houston traffic, trying to get to the show, and they sent me a message and said, yeah, video's fine. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm pumped up. I get there. They tell me I'm not on the list. And so I'm just like, all right, like, I'll show you the emails. I'm showing them the emails, and they keep telling me the manager's busy, so he doesn't have time to get to me. And then finally they give me a pass, and it's all access. I'm like, all right, cool, here we go. And Firehouse opened up, so I got to film like a few clips of them, and that was awesome. And then I set some stuff up, and then for the Winger show, I was able to set up GoPros on Rod's drums. And I was like, man, this can be awesome. I was like really pumped up. And they started the show, and they're playing, and Kip kind of looks over and sees my big camera and like looks confused, and I was like, all right, what's going on here? And I'm taking a few pictures here and there. And then they were playing, I think it was Headed for a Heartbreak, and Reb was getting ready to bust in the solo, and he just kind of like looked at me funny and then just like told me to get out. So I'm sitting there like, this is my moment, like I'm gonna get a badass shot here, and then he's just like, get out of here. So I pull over the side, and he like later on he was like, what are you doing, what are you filming this for? And I was like, I was just getting clips for you guys, like I was just gonna give you the footage, like I just want to get some cool shots. And he was like, what are you gonna put it on YouTube? And was just kind of a dickhead to me. And so that like broke my heart. And
it's a different world for them.
Yeah.
That's what what the problem I think is.
And I'm sure a lot of that was just miscommunication.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
After the show, I was trying to find him so I could apologize and just say like, look, man, I wasn't trying to put you guys in a bad light or anything like that. And he took off, but Rod, the drummer, I was able to talk to him, and he was super nice, and he was just like, thank you for coming, like I appreciate you doing this and everything. And I was bummed out. I was like ready to go home, and as I was driving home, I got an email, and it was actually from Kip, and he was like, hey man, like I didn't, he was like, I was cool with you filming, I just thought you were kind of in a weird spot to film, because I was right up front, and I should have been back. But just emails went back and forth, but still, it was just like, man.
Still, though.
Yeah.
Kip Winger's emailing you.
That's
pretty fucking awesome.
That's really cool. Yeah. But, I wanted to redeem myself after that, too. But it's like, you know what? Like, I had that experience. At least I know now to send more emails.
I think they were definitely an underrated band. They were an extremely talented band.
Yeah.
Kip's an accomplished ballet dancer.
Yep.
Yeah. And he used to play bass for Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Before
I
Winger
didn't know
started.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
There's if you know what you're hearing, there's so many cool things in their music. Like they do like modulation stuff, like they'll move like the downbeat around to different spots.
Oh, their drummer is amazing.
Yeah, Rod, he's
amazing.
Yep.
And he's super nice.
Well, and that's it. I mean, they're kind of a product of their time. Had it been 5-10 years earlier, they may have sounded more like fucking Kansas or Rush.
Yeah, they would have.
But they gravitated to what was popular at that time, and that's how they got their success. Yeah. But that doesn't take anything away from the talent that they all had.
Right.
I remember the thing about Coffeyville is that Reb Beach did like a 15-minute guitar solo. And it was the first time I ever saw multi-string, multi-finger tapping. I'd seen the Eddie Van Halen, stuff, but this, he was tapping chords type shit. And I was like, oh my God. That didn't make me go home and practice any, but
Yeah.
I did think it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And they put on a great show.
Yeah. I have a bone to pick with him now just because he fucking was mean to Alec. But he plays with Whitesnake now, and Whitesnake's one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah, but they're all assholes.
Are they?
I think so.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, why do you think? Well, okay,
No,
Coverdale
Tommy Aldridge
is the
isn't.
ultimate asshole.
Really?
Well, why are there so many different members?
Because they can't handle his brilliance. Is what it is.
Brilliance.
I think that's what it is.
He's an apologist for fucking.
The Tommy Aldridge
That's great.
is one of my favorite musicians of all time. If he's an asshole, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah.
But I've watched a ton of interviews with him, and he seems like the sweetest guy ever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold on to that.
I'm sure he is.
He's got to be.
David Coverdale may not be an asshole to other people, but there's got to be something for him to be changing out guitar players left and right. Granted, the guitar players could be assholes. I'll never forget that stint.
But Reb's the one that sticks around.
Yeah. I'll never forget that stint Steve Vai had with Whitesnake. I was like, this is the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, Steve Vai.
It seems like
Steve Vai is an amazing guitar player, but he cannot do a band thing. He can't. I mean, he'll do an album and then he disappears. The only long-term gig he had was Frank Zappa, and I think that's kind of wary.
Yeah,
dude,
because that's a weird dude too.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
and I would think that shit's so out there that would be a challenge to the most accomplished musician.
Definitely, I've listened to some interviews of Bozio when he joined Zappa, and he was talking about the shit that he had to do. They would give him 8 hours to learn 40 songs.
Oh my God.
He would, and I guess Zappa would go off on people if they messed up a single note, and that doesn't sound fun at all.
No.
I respect the ability to play all that, but it just does not sound fun.
No, I know. I think Zappa was, and he's amazing. He's one of my music gods.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he was a composer kind of with a rock star facade. I mean, he was I'm writing this shit out. You're going to play my parts exactly like I wrote them.
Yeah.
Because this is the composition, and it just exacting to the detail.
Yeah.
Which is why the music's great, but at the same time, like you said, it's a job. It's probably not fun.
Yeah, it is.
But so many. He discovered a lot of great musicians though.
Yeah,
that have gone on, King Crimson guitar player, Adrian Ballou.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing dude.
I haven't ever done a deep dive on it, but I swear to God, Trent Reznor is related to him somewhere, somehow.
Could be.
Oh, just looking at him. Yeah.
You watched the video to A Perfect Drug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks
that's
like
a
Frank
cool
Zappa.
video.
Yeah. He looks like a long-haired Frank Zappa.
Dude,
long, straight-haired Frank Zappa.
Before I forget, music I've been listening to, Trent Reznor was in this super new wave poppy band just for I think he was more just filling in to help them play. He played keyboards.
How to Destroy Angels, or
no, that's a project he has with his wife.
Yeah, Tapeworm.
It's called Slam Bamboo.
Slam Bamboo.
And as far as I can find, they just had one EP that's 5 songs, but
what was the name of that?
I love it. I've discovered that maybe 6 months ago.
Right on.
And I discovered it through Trent, but I think he kind of just played the parts. But yeah, it's awesome.
What was the name of the new wave band that he was in before he started Nine Inch Nails?
Slam Bamboo.
What was that it?
I think so. I think that's what.
Yeah, I don't know.
That name didn't sound familiar to me, but it sure might be.
They have just a couple performances online, and I think there's 4 or 5, but 2 of them are from some local talk show. And
I bet that's it then.
They're lip syncing. It's not good. It's obvious that there's just a tape player playing. but they're all like super new wave, like bright colors, and he's in the back just like hitting the keyboard, dressed all in black.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's it.
Yeah. But that EP is awesome.
Huh. I'll have to check it out.
That's freaking cool. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
I nowadays, it seems like I like the scores that he and Atticus Ross create for movies more than I like the Nine Inch Nails stuff.
That's probably how I am too. I'll watch the live. They have a bunch of like good live Nine Inch Nails on YouTube, and I'll kind of like skip around. It'll be like a 2-hour show, and I'll listen to like 2 songs and then skip a couple, and I can't listen to all of them, I guess.
The good thing about the live stuff is it's so much more visceral, and it's dirtier, and it's just, there's more guitars where on like the newer album stuff is synth stuff, but they kind of, for live version, throw a guitar on there or different stuff like that.
Their live drummer is, I'll say it 1,000 times, but he's one of my favorite drummers. But his name's Elon Rubin. I always have to think how to say his first name, but he's played for a ton of different bands. He played for Lost Prophets before that singer went to prison for a very long time, and he played for like a few well-known bands. I think he started playing with Nine Inch Nails when he was like 17, or he was full-time touring when he was 13, I think, with Lost Prophets.
My God.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, he's a good one
that
to like.
Seen some shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna have PTSD in his older.
He seems pretty stable. I don't know. He must have just got out in time and doing all right.
I've had a hard time getting into anything Nine Inch Nails past With Teeth, and then With Teeth was kind of a mixed bag for me. It's hard to top, when you make the greatest album ever, on your second full-length album, Downward Spiral.
That's my favorite. I think The Fragile is close second.
It is. And With Teeth has a lot of good stuff on it.
I don't like the With Teeth. I like the one after With Teeth more than I like that one.
Which one was that one?
God, and see, I can't remember the name of it, but
I can't.
It's the one with the hand reaching down, from like the hand of God reaching down.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever bought it. I just listened to a few songs here and there.
I don't know. The more the heroin got away from his system, the weaker his stuff got.
I don't know, man. I'll need to look up the name of that album, but
there are merits to heroin.
The one after With Teeth,
probably best to stay away from it.
That. It's pretty fucking cool. It's trippy.
I've already made this pact with Brooke. I don't know if she'll follow through with it, but if I ever get to that point where we know I'm going to die, I want heroin. I don't want it now. I don't ever want to take the chance of getting hooked on it, but for all these people to get hooked on it and die from it, it must be fucking good. So if I'm about to die, and we know a terminal, whatever, I want fucking heroin.
There's nothing wrong. Might as well live it up.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You need to write as soon as you do it. Just start writing and see what comes out. Make sure you record it.
Right. It'll probably be like, no.
This is the final episode of Off the Edge podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's entirely too many horror stories from people that I admire and, have looked up to growing up, especially musicians. But that's not something I want to do. But apparently there is something to it. So if I know I'm on my way out, then fuck yeah. All the rules are out the door.
Yeah. I get that.
So Alec, all right, you got to... Yeah, all right, you're doing the Supercross thing.
Yep.
You got to do some filming or some taping with Winger. What other stories are we missing here, man? Yeah, any other bands you got up close and personal with?
I was traveling, like working for Racer TV, and I'm a big fan of Alien Ant Farm. And
right on.
So I got a chance to film with them, and it was kind of the same thing. Like, I emailed them asking if I could get a media pass, and they said sure. So I drove to Texas again, and I get there, and same thing. Like, the venue's like, you're not on the list. It's like, ah, crap. And it's like, I just drove all this way. And the guitarist actually came out, and I was like, hey, man, like, I emailed you guys to see if I could film with you, and somebody said yes, and like, here's the email. And he's like, nah, we're not doing interviews today. And it's like, all right. And he came back out and was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and do an interview real quick. So, sorry.
That's good.
But with Gaut This Media, I like to do videos and basically just like try to show people that, like, if you set your mind to doing something, you can chase after, if you chase after your dreams, good things can happen.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to talk to him about that, and I got to interview him about like how they got started and stuff like that, and what are like some goals that he has, and what he wants to accomplish and everything. And so it was kind of cool because I got to talk to him quite a bit before we started. They were doing like a sound check, and so before I started doing my interview, I got to talk to him for quite a while, and did an interview and everything. And I was like, man, is it okay if I film, like, get some shots of you guys playing and stuff? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I got to film that show, and everybody was really cool about that. And then after that, we just kind of stayed in touch. But so, like, when I was going to the races to film and stuff, I'd find a few shows that they had along the way, like that I was traveling to. I had a gig in Georgia, and they just happened to be playing along the way, and I sent them a message, and they're like, yeah, man, like, anytime you want to come to a show, you're good. And
that's awesome.
So, I mean, for a band like that, I mean, they're not as popular as they used to be, of course, but, I really love their music, and I'm able to shoot them a message, and they're like, yeah, anytime you want to come, just let us know. We'll put you on the list. So
that kicks ass.
So there's, I mean, I kind of got on a streak where I was just like trying to pick out any band. Like, after I had some success with them, I was like, yeah, I'm going to email every band that I like and just see, who says yes and who says no. And so
did you film with Nonpoint?
I didn't film with Nonpoint, but I got to go to their show and hang out with them on the tour bus and stuff like that. And hopefully when they start touring again, I'll be able to actually film with them and do some stuff. They have a video person that travels with them, and she does really good work, and I've been trying to get in touch with her again to do something there. So
well, cool.
Fozzy was another one.
Yeah, Fozzy was another one. I sent an email because we're big pro wrestling fans, and I was like, I'd love to, interview Chris Jericho about his band, and just talk about all kinds of stuff. He'd be a good person to talk to about, trying to make an impact and chasing after dreams and stuff. And so that was another thing where I sent an email. They said it's fine, and so they were actually playing in Joplin. And so I drove to Joplin, and I'm getting ready for the interview, and a manager sends me a message and is like, you have an interview with Rich at this time. I'm like, Rich? I had an interview with Chris Jericho. They're like, no, you're getting an interview with Rich. So I had all my questions and everything kind of lined out for Chris, and they switched it up. And so I got to do an interview on their tour bus with Rich Ward, and he's actually a really nice guy, and I had a good time with him. But it was just kind of one of those things where, like, I was set up, ready to go, and then they threw that at me, and I'm like, oh,
kind
crap.
Of a bait and switch.
So I didn't really have any questions for him. I was just like, oh, so you play guitar?
Yeah,
cool.
Hey, how many strings does your guitar have? But
does
hey, that's a relevant question nowadays.
It is, yeah.
Do you have 6? Do you have 10?
Yeah, it's not a given.
Yeah. We
24.
Yeah, there was one of the Rocklahoma years. Meatball from T95 out of Wichita was interviewing Chris Jericho, and
I remember watching. We watched the Fozzy's set.
Yeah. Anyway,
that year,
and Chris Jericho tuned everybody out and never once looked over where, and everybody was being respectful. But they have Radio Row, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like firework booths, So everybody's outside the windows,
Oh, yeah.
And they're in there, and everybody's being respectful. And then as soon as they're done, like, hey, and he just walked out. And I'm like, damn.
Man.
Yeah.
And then they sounded like shit, but that's me personally.
Yeah, he's not like a fantastic singer or anything like that. I'm not saying that.
They were very obviously using tracks, and
Only shitty bands use tracks.
well, obviously we do. But it was like if you didn't have something to sing to, it was bad. It was bad. And maybe you didn't have a good. I'm a singer too. I'll make all the excuses in the world for anybody. Maybe you didn't have a good monitor mix. One of the things that I learned early on is, I can't hear myself. Well, that's fine. We'll just play. I can hear the music. I'll sing. Yeah. If you can't hear yourself, you'll be flat or sharp. It's just
I cannot imagine.
It's a weird thing.
It's really hard if you can't hear yourself.
It doesn't seem like it should. You hear the music.
I've had it when we did Command, we'd play local shows, and people that we know would be like, "Man, come up, let me sing this song." We'd do covers, let me come up and sing this song, and they come up and be like, "How do you guys do this?"
Yeah.
Like, it's so different up here. You can't hear the things at all the same. I'm like, yeah, that's why we practice.
Yeah. It's pretty cool when it's when it's directly in your ears now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it a lot easier. But who else did we see? Oh, yeah. So Matt Circle was working for 107.1 at the time, and he was going to interview Pretty Reckless afterwards, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, man, you got to ask her to sing, what is it? Where Are You Christmas? From The Grinch, because she's Cindy Lou Who.
That's her, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, what? I had to explain it all to him. He's like, oh my God, yeah. And then it was the guitar player and the bass player that showed up.
I thought you were going to say, like, he asked her and she got, like...
She probably would have gotten pissed off.
That's what I always wonder about stuff like that.
Yeah.
When she wants you to focus on what she is now and not the childhood stuff. But
it's funny. Brooke bought me their latest album on vinyl.
Oh, cool.
And it's really good. But the album is her kind of, she's nude on the cover, right? But she's laying over, arm over and hip over and stuff like that. When you fold it open, she's like, I was like, thanks, honey. But it's good. It's a good album.
So Zakk, that's what you need to do on the next Flowsion album.
okay.
On the inside cover, you guys just need to all be letting it hang out.
You need to do
A lot of work to do, I'll tell you that.
You need to do like Rammstein's first album.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the sunflowers in the background.
Yeah.
And everybody oiled up, shirtless.
We did.
Rammstein.
It gives it a whole new meaning.
That sounded awesome. That's another band I like to watch live videos of.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
You know
but
what?
it's
I
just
did
cool.
get to see them live, and it was amazing.
Wow.
It was
I would
amazing.
imagine.
Dude came out looking like one of the Borg from fucking Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
And he had a metal coat on, and then all of a sudden it was like pumped it, like that gas pumped into it, and it all just started flaming. You took that shit
So
off,
cool.
and then you started shooting a laser beam out of his eye. It was fucking crazy.
Man.
I loved it. Shooting flaming arrows out over the crowd. It was nuts.
It's like metal meets EDM meets pyrotechnics. It's just awesome. I remember the first time I discovered Rammstein was in the movie Lost Highway.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that pivotal scene, man, in the hallway, and there's like, it's supposed to be lightning, but it's just like freaking strobes and twisting the camera. It's like, I was like, oh, this is the baddest shit. And then it's Rammstein. Oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. And so I immediately went out and found them and got their album. So
I think Du Hast was one of our wrestling themes for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that video. That video is like a mini Tarantino movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's
yeah.
great.
I haven't seen that forever.
They've got great videos. They really do.
It's freaking nuts, man. They're like the pinnacle of, I don't know, crazy stage fucking performance.
Yeah.
Like the time that I saw them again, it's like the keyboard player was dressed like a gimp, and then the singer came up behind him and then whipped out like a fake penis and started slapping it on his butt, and then it was actually a hose and just started spraying the crowd.
Oh man.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? They were in they were playing a show in a country that had something about gay marriage or something. It was illegal. It was something like that. And it was like the two guitar players made out on fucking stage just because of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
It's a big, that's rock and roll, man. It's a big middle finger to the establishment, right?
Speaking of crazy shows, I wish I would have seen Manson during Antichrist Superstar.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking awesome.
That's when I was into him. That's kind of
Same.
the only time I've been.
Yeah, that was me too.
He's had a handful of singles since then that I've really liked, but from album, the first two albums, those were both great.
Your dad introduced me to the first album.
Yep.
Like I thought Antichrist Superstar was the first, and then Alec's dad was like, "No, I've got this."
It's like, here, listen to Cake and Sodomy.
Yeah, it was like
it was
Portrait
funny.
of American Family. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
The guy that introduced me to that, the first time he heard Cake and Sodomy, he thought that what he was saying was suffocate inside of me. And that always resonated in my head. And I actually wrote a song called Suffocate Inside Me because of that. I thought that's such a fucking cool line, And it was all based off of Cake and Sodomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad had the ultimate CD collection.
Oh yeah.
It was like in a little wooden crate, and he showed me that and Slayer South of Heaven. He had like every Metallica album at that point. There's a bunch of good ones.
Yeah. I still have that box somewhere, but a lot of his friends would borrow the CD and CD cases in there, but it's just empty. It's like, man, come on. But he was one of
the Spotify.
He was one of those subscribers to the so many CDs for
God, I got sent to collections.
Columbia House.
Yes. Yeah. But you'd get like 5 shitty CDs, and then you get a decent one out of the bunch, and
you'd get a bundle of them, and at least one of them was John Cougar Mellencamp. Yeah. I think he had an exclusive deal with them to distribute his albums.
It was like the U2 of that time, where it's just automatically on your phone in the morning.
I'll never forget that. That was what?
I didn't want this. Yeah, I
listened to it.
I did too.
It was all right.
I signed up for one of those CD clubs when I was, like probably 10 years old. And I just went through and like the metal section, and I just picked the coolest looking covers. And I got like Sepultura and
nice.
System of a Down and like Typo Negative.
Nice.
There's a bunch of them, and
I miss the days of buying music based on the album cover.
Me too, dude.
Right.
The band name.
Yeah,
because if they had a cool band name, it could be the gayest looking cover. That name's badass.
Yep. Yeah.
They're just trying to mislead me with that cover.
Yep.
And
Two bands that, one back. It's been a while, but back I saw the cover of a God Lives Underwater album, and I didn't know who they were, what they sounded like, or anything. I was just like, that looks cool. Let's try this. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. I like it. And then here recently, which I don't know, this is kind of like I kind of cracked up Daryl, our guitar player, because I described it as sad boy metal. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, all right, it's like I never heard that before, but I know what you mean. Like, I like that stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's a band called Countless Skies. And just they had a beautiful album cover, just beautiful. I was like, that looks. I don't know what these guys sound like, but yeah, freaking dig it. It's like
hell yeah,
kind of like Devin Townsend ish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but like Devin Townsend, like with an Opeth kind of heaviness. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
I think
sad boy.
Yeah,
I guess throw in like what's that band? What's that band from Austin, Texas?
There's only one.
No, I'm just thinking of a post rock band. It's just they've got some just clean post rocky kind of elements to their
sad
stuff
boy
too.
shit.
Sad boy shit.
I like it. I don't know.
It'll come to me. Anyway,
I think I got Machine Head's first album based off of name and cover. I know I got Korn's first album just based off of the cover and the logo. I thought Korn was fucking weird.
Yeah.
But the logo was all creepy and shit, and it was a creepy album cover,
I heard them on MTV. That's why I bought that album.
That's how I discovered Pantera. Was actually it was Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I discovered Guar.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
yeah.
Yep.
I think Beavis and Butthead was responsible for White Zombie too. I think so.
Yeah, more human than human.
No. I know I got into him the first album. So if it wasn't that, then it was like a Guitar World article. Where they do the article and then they got some of the pictures and they're all looking fucking weird. And shit.
That too, like those like Hit Parader.
Yeah, I
like
miss
Metal
those.
Edge. That
Metal
was.
Edge, yeah.
Yep. I would go like what do they call it? Like Rockabilia.
Yeah.
They would have like the T-shirts, and I just find like a cool looking T-shirt and just like try to find. Actually, he had a computer like 15 years before I ever had one, so he would burn me like Dream Theater CDs and like cool stuff. So
nice.
that was a huge help. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Snot. You guys like Snot at all?
I never really got too into him.
That was one of those things. I read something about them in a magazine, and I saw them. This was '97, and I saw them at Ozfest that year.
Oh wow!
And it was before anyone knew anything about them, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I like this a lot.
Yep.
I remember reading about Rage Against the Machine, the first album, and the way they described it, I felt like it was going to be like similar to Pantera, but rap. And so then I got the first album and listened to it. And the first time I listened to it, I couldn't stand it.
Honestly, you know what? Now that I think about it, I got their first album based on the album cover off a CD fucking club like that.
Yeah.
And I got it and I just kind of set it aside and didn't listen to it for a long time. And I finally was like, yeah, let's give this a try. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Blew me away.
I didn't like it at all. And then fucking Natural Born Killers came out. And there's that pivotal scene towards the end where Mickey's telling the joke. And right at the end of the song starts, it starts building. And then right at the dun, 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 he grabs the shotgun and hits the dude. And it's like, bow, down, bow, down, down. I was like, oh, fuck. And then I found out, it was Rage Against the Machine. So I revisited it. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. It's just that you have your expectations and then it doesn't meet them.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you kind of cast it off to the side until you're able to look at it from a fresh perspective. And it was simply a movie scene that changed it. I don't know. I was the same way with Appetite for Destruction. Everybody was talking about Guns N' Roses. And I listened to it, and I absolutely fucking hated his voice. I just fucking hated it. And I don't know, somewhere along the way, it flipped back around, and that's the best thing that they ever did was that fucking album.
Yeah.
And it literally 2 days ago, I bought it on vinyl. So
awesome.
Nice. Cool.
And I've talked about it several different times. I love listening to that album on headphones because the different things that Izzy and Slash did guitar wise are spread, across the stereo field. And so you can hear, I don't know who's who, I could probably figure it out, but you know, it's like Slash is over here, and they're doing these complementary things that are really, really cool. And it's just a good album. But then, you know, Axl got pretentious and just fucking got orchestras involved, and it's like the fucking scene in Dewey Cox, you know, where he's got the chickens in there. And
Yeah.
do it again.
We need a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
I guess I heard someone talking about a conversation that they had with Slash, and he said what really killed the band was when they got success and they got money, that everyone was like, no one really thought about that before, and then they were like Axl was like, all right, I'm moving to Malibu, and then like this guy's going like, oh, I'm moving here, and then they all just like wanted to do their own thing, kind of like on a personal level, and then it's like, well, where does that leave the band if they're all spread out everywhere? It's like just logistics became a mess trying to coordinate everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you know, that's one of those things where all that may have been completely different had it been, you know, 10, 15, 20 years,
right?
You know, where we are now, where, you know, you can be in different continents.
Yeah.
And
right.
you can still make something. I don't know.
There's so many bands that like they just practice on their own.
Yeah.
And they get together like a couple of days before tour and play through the set, and then they go on tour. It's like, that's probably unheard of back in the day.
Yeah. No, they'd probably rent a rehearsal space for like 6 months to prep for a tour.
Yeah.
You know, and live in somebody's house, or, you know, shack up in a hotel somewhere. No, it's a different world. I mean, all the catch-22 is all the available opportunities that we now have accessible. You know, just everybody has that. So it's like,
yeah,
it's trying to find the shiniest needle in a needle stack.
Right.
That's true.
It's weird. It's almost like music and movies. It's almost like all of that is like a public good now, you know, because you can just download whatever you want, whenever you want, or stream it whenever you want. And it's like, back in the day, you just had to
wait.
You had to wait. You had to search through albums, and I don't know, you had to physically buy the thing. So it's like I don't know.
But there were those things, like we said, an album cover that would entice you. You know, how do you discover it now? Your I guess daily mix.
I guess I'm saying it's like that's a great thing when you think of the consumer, us as consumers of those products, so we get to enjoy all those things. But as creators, that's such a huge problem. It's like you can't really. It's hard to. It would be super hard to make that your 100% your career.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's always been hard. I'm not trying to say it wasn't hard for those people, but
right.
Unless you're a shiny needle like Spirit Box is right now, they're a shiny fucking needle, man.
They hit at the perfect time. And
I think COVID helped them. I think they were in the middle of a European tour and had to pack up and come home, and because of that, we got at that point we got Holy Roller, and then Constance, and then they signed their deal, and now they're putting an album together.
I didn't know they signed anything. I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah,
cool.
I think this is the first single off this record that they're putting together. So get an actual record. But would that have happened if they had stayed overseas touring? I mean,
never know.
Yeah,
it's obvious that their media presence is working for them, because like this song, they debuted it a day early on Liquid Metal, the Circle with Me, and Liquid Metal played it every hour on the hour.
I saw that.
Damn.
Yeah,
that seems like it'd be such a bad idea for but I just wouldn't want somebody to get sick of hearing it and just associate that with that's that song I heard 20 times that one day.
Yeah, but if it's that one day,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, I'm
Have
sure
one of my songs.
I'm sure they
every hour on the hour.
I'm sure they had a reasoning behind doing that. Like they weren't just throwing it against the wall to see what stuck.
Well, they say it takes 3 times for it to be retained. At least 3 times, and it would be 3 times from beginning to end for a person to retain it. Unless you're a fan or you're one of those special cases where there's something in it that just like, oh, hey,
just grabs you.
If you're just a casual listener, it takes 3 times before
it makes
before
sense.
it sticks.
But even if that first time and there's that thing that sticks out and grabs you, that's going to make you want to listen to it. Those other 2 times.
Yeah. And it was funny. It was with this one, with Circle With Me when it came out. I was like, yeah, this is a good song. It's not incredible, but it's a good song. Until I listened to it again. And then I listened to it again, and I pick out a little more every time. And like I told them at rehearsal the other night, I figured it out finally, is that she has this grasp on like 80s new wave melodies, and then their music is like heavy as fuck. And so those are like the 2 perfect things that I love. I love 80s new wave, and I love heavy as fuck.
That's exactly where I'm at right now.
I'm telling you, man. Oh, I was like, this is perfect.
The other day on the way home, I listened to Car Bomb like half the way home, and then I listened to Oingo Boingo the rest of the way. I was just like, there's probably nobody in the world right now that just like switched to that band from Car Bomb, but
I totally would.
Yeah. That's right about where I'm at too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I listen to everything in between, but those are my 2 favorites,
Yeah.
Heavy as shit and 80s pop.
Yep.
I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw in a dash of Motown and you've got me won over perfectly. So.
All right. Well, we have the formula.
Yeah.
Let us create it.
Yeah. Facebook flagged me for my Marvin Gaye tune. Did you see the little Still Point Visions promo I did? So
I didn't hear audio with it, I guess.
Well, okay, they muted it. Where I'm panning on the camera.
Yeah.
I even have Spotify open in the background showing that I'm playing it from Spotify and they're getting their royalty. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, let's get it on by Marvin Gaye. And I'm like, but yeah, they flagged me. But it's still on Instagram, and Facebook owns Instagram. So go figure that shit out.
That stuff's so weird. Didn't they? I think Alec filmed Galaxia playing at Niwala one year, and we played a Queensryche cover. And didn't YouTube take that down?
I think, they sent me a message or sent like a notification saying that it's not allowed or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it might still be up. I'm not sure, but they're just like notifying to let me know that I'm not using.
I'm psyched with that because like if we played it close enough for them for their like
that was awesome. That surprised the crap out of me when you guys pulled that out of your ass. I was like, whoa.
I've wanted to play a Queensryche song for so many years, and when they agreed to do it, I was like, hell yeah. Okay.
And
was that all your idea to do that?
I think I brought up playing Queensryche, and then we there was a couple different songs, and I was like, man, I just love Eyes of a Stranger.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what's cool about that song is it's like when we played with that band in Wichita that had the huge drum riser that took up half the stage.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that band.
But they played Lay It Down by Rat, that's got that guitar part, and Eyes of a Stranger's got that guitar part, and it's just that they both have that feeling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Rat song for sure.
Well, yeah. And then they had they had the tone perfect. Yeah. And that guitar player's not even with them anymore.
They still got the huge drum riser guy.
Yeah. Not what I mean. It's his band.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's his band.
Oh, okay. It's impressive.
It is. The kid is.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Matt throwing shade.
Yeah.
Never play Wichita again. No. Shit, what were we talking about before we got onto that topic?
Oh no, I was thinking of a different band. I know what band you're talking about now.
Right.
All right, yeah. I'll throw shade at them too. They were kind of assholes.
Dude,
all right.
That sucks. Like, I hate when a band is just like not. I feel like I'm just thankful to be there, having fun with my friends and playing music. Like when, like some people just can't see that part of it, and they just take it so seriously. And
they want to be rock stars, and they're
that's a bummer.
And you know what? You know what? I can forgive some of that. Not if you're a fucking cover band.
Okay.
Do not play the fucking peacock if you're a fucking cover band. You know.
That was an issue. Like we were opening, and they already had the entire stage. There was not like really any stage left for us.
Backline from hell.
Yeah, and
I've seen that before.
I mean, they literally they come in early, bring their own drum riser.
It was something.
I mean, we set Zakk up on what was remaining of the stage, and then Quentin and I played on the floor.
Yeah,
we've done that too before. It's just there's nothing else to do.
Right.
I would rather play a kick and a snare and hi-hat than play a kit like that. I can't. Yours is like the perfect size.
Do you think so?
I think so. It doesn't take up a ton of room. Well, it wouldn't be if he had to
assemble it every single time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
If we can get this in 2 pieces, meaning the kick and then everything else.
Yeah, the kick and the snare is loose, and then
then we'll be good.
Yep.
Right.
That's the plan. Fortunately, the test run we're opening, so we get there early and.
Yeah.
I
like doing that.
I do too. I like playing first.
I do too.
I like middle, but that's just for traffic.
No,
it's the best traffic in the middle.
It's better to play that.
I do like having the extra time.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to take your time to set up and get a good sound check, and then kick back and enjoy all the other bands that are going to play.
That's what I like doing.
Yeah.
But of course, at the same time, we've been kind of cracking the whip since last year about setup time. So it's like, even if we open, it still should only be 15 minutes.
Yeah. We should still not lollygag.
The best we've done, and we haven't done it with lights, but the best we've done is 12 minutes. So,
dude, that's going to be pretty good for a lot of places.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's the game.
There was a place in we used to play in Joplin. It's called the Solace.
Yeah,
and they would. I think it was like Josh Evans was like kind of it was a church too, and he was the pastor, and he's such a cool dude. He would, like, the first few times we played, I don't know if he was just trying to like scare us or something, but he would kind of like try to intimidate us, and you would go up like to shake his hand, and he'd just like pull his hand back and walk away. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But then like it was almost like we had to prove ourselves to him, and then he was the nicest dude ever.
Weird.
he would give you 7 minutes. You had 7 minutes between each band.
Damn.
So like,
wow,
it was insane, but it like trained us to do it quicker. Like it worked. But yeah, we would like, you'd grab something with one hand and you'd help somebody with the next hand, and you'd just form a train going off the stage. And but yeah, I never forgot that, because he would say like 7 minutes, that's all you have. I was like, holy shit, okay, we'll figure it out.
Well, we inadvertently discovered, because we set up a camera and recorded a whole day, and we I wasn't looking at the time, but Brooke had mentioned the next day that you guys took a long time, and I'm like, really? And so, I pulled up the footage, and the band before us, they kind of drug their feet getting shit off, but whatever, I timed us from the time that which Zakk had built his rack off stage, and that was the first thing we put on stage once everything was off. So I timed from that point to the time that we started playing. And maybe even sound checking. I don't know. but it was like 30 minutes, and I was like, no, that's
cut it down.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Was
and
insane.
Ultimately, we've got Quentin's rig. That's like boom. His is set up in a heartbeat. So I mean, it was really just Daryl and I just being casual, and the atmosphere at that show was pretty fucking casual. I mean, nothing was a big deal until I watched it. I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't work. And so it was literally the next show we did. That was 12 fucking minutes.
Hell yeah.
We'll let it fire into your ass a little bit.
Well, I mean, it just to do that, just is like, yeah. I mean, you get lost in the moment and you don't realize that you're dragging your ass and you're chatting.
Then you
with
think
other
like,
people
man,
while
it's disrespectful to the crowd that's waiting to hear music, to a degree. And yeah.
I mean, 15 minutes is a good length because that gives the smokers plenty of time to go outside because everybody has to go outside now.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true. But yeah, it definitely was eye-opening.
If you don't give them that 15 minutes, then they're going to choose the ballad or the slow song, the down song to go.
Oh, they're going to stay out there and finish their cigarette before they come back in. Yeah. So I mean, at the same time, you don't want to get done too quick. Yeah. So that's why you make sound check interesting. So they're like, oh. Get rid of it and get back in there. Yeah.
You know what is the really shiny needle? Flowsion.
That's true.
Is Flowsion doing anything?
I'm waiting for that record.
Dude, we want to really bad. We actually, I've recorded drums a couple times at Zombie Life in Joplin with Jared Naff.
Yeah.
And we were wanting to go there and record like 3 songs and have a 5-song EP and just have like a song and then kind of an interlude thing and then a song, then another interlude. And Jared Chastain, our guitar player, was talking to him and he's not doing recording anymore at all. He's just doing like mixing and mastering, I guess, which I hope he wants that to be public. I don't know. But so we kind of had like, he's such a good dude, and I kind of had my heart set on going there, but so we'll have to figure out somewhere to go. But
yeah,
we have
I mean, you might be able to talk a guy into renting out his electronic kit that you could, track, and then Jared could mix.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you totally could, but I mean, your kit you got it sounding so good. I would think that you'd want.
Yeah, we're gonna figure something out because I want to just get something that we can like just put out and not do like a tour or anything, but I want like and product sounds like a bad word, but I want just something to like show people like this is what we can do.
Right. I think you guys need that.
Yeah.
I think that people need to be able to put it in their ear holes.
Cool. I appreciate you saying that. We have like, if you put all of our like, not even counting just like little riffs and stuff, like we probably have like 30 songs, but just now there's like enough of them that we'll try to get together and like pick out what we want to learn. And it's just so overwhelming that like, well, that one is like 2/3 cool, but it's got that one weird part. Should we switch that part out? And then it's like, no, let's just go to the next one. And then that one gets forgotten. And so it's a lot of that.
Sound like cattywampus. They're both going to release double albums for their first album.
Right. Yeah.
They are an awesome band.
Yeah. I think that there's cool things in the work with those guys. I just talked to John Hamlin a couple days ago.
We got to hear a couple of the recorded tracks too.
Yeah. So I don't want to give away anything with them, but I think we're going to be hearing more from those guys here pretty quick. So we'll have to have them back on here too to talk about it.
Yeah. We should probably have a Niwala episode since it's coming back.
Yep.
Are you running the stage and stuff this year?
Yeah.
He wants help.
So far, yeah, we got room for more people. So far, I think it's me and John Hamlin, and I think my dad's back in this year.
Okay.
So, yeah, got quite a few like people already sending in like applications to play and stuff. People I've never heard of.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's cool that people are ready to play again.
Yeah. Now, Alec, are you going to be?
I think I might actually. I think I might actually be home for that. So, yeah, I always film when I'm there, but it's just I never get the time to edit anything or do anything with it. So, that's one issue I have.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference if you get paid for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got a hard drive full of stuff that I didn't get paid for.
Yeah,
I just haven't got through it yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I never knew exactly at what capacity you were involved with the Neil Wallet thing, but I know like anytime I go to the bandstand, you're there.
Yeah,
heavily involved, and
Yeah, and I probably have a ton of clips of you guys that I've never even shown you. So that's which Matt's always been filming it too. So I mean, but yeah, I feel bad because I'm always at the shows and I love using my camera for that stuff. But then it gets down to time to edit and stuff, and I'm like, I
guess maybe they need to pay you.
I understand.
Yeah. And all those bands will hit me up like, hey, where's that footage? 20 minutes after I left the show, like,
like really, guys?
Yeah, like
you need to have some cards. Go, hey, if you want that footage, here you go.
Yep.
Set a price, and there you go.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah, just let them decide what they're going to do with it. Just provide the footage,
or give them a price for editing.
Yeah,
yeah, and then at least you'll know what to prioritize.
Yep,
spend your time on editing
for sure.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things that I finally kind of figured out a formula for what I would charge, for live events, for music videos, for different stuff like that, and kind of broke it down so I kind of stick to that. I can still make specials and different stuff like that, but I think once you figure that out and stick to it, the thing is, I still have a day job, so I don't need to undercut this person just to get that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, either pay me for what I'm worth or, go to work.
Yeah.
I don't need the extra headache for a couple of dollars. So.
What do you charge for pornographic films?
I haven't set that yet. That's kind of a gray area. Got to work out that one with the wife. It's a big budget industry. I'm thinking that private home media could be lucrative, especially in this area. It's the Bible Belt, so everybody wants discretion, but everybody wants it. So, don't think it hasn't crossed my mind. There's a reason it's the oldest profession.
All right. I'm not going to be in any of those movies, though, just so you know.
If you need any help, just like
it'll cost you.
Setting up.
Just
stuff.
call Zakk.
Yeah.
Just call Zakk Lumm.
You need me to hold those up for you? Say nobody likes that view, man. Just pull him up out of the frame.
He'll just have a Star Wars helmet on to mask his identity.
I've got way too many tattoos.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of that.
We'll get you a green man suit so I can just kind of green screen you out of it.
That'd be hilarious. I wonder how that'd work if like you just had two people in green man suits like pretending to have sex and then you tried to like map their bodies.
It would be weird.
It would be super weird. It's like
there's got to be an example out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Green man porn. I bet it's there.
If you can think it, there's it's there somewhere.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't know, man.
The independent film experience.
We could make it happen. Independence Cans to be the new Independence, Kansas could be the new capital of the porn industry.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to Matt Austin.
Real pioneer.
I'll tell Brooke. I'll break the news to Brooke for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a pariah. Holy shit.
Well, I don't know, guys. Is there anything that we haven't touched upon that maybe you want to let us know about, Alec?
Shoot us some links to where we can find your stuff.
Yeah, I really need to update my website. It's just gautthismedia.com. It's GAUTTHIS media.com. Yeah, I have just some of my old year-end recap videos, which those are the ones that kind of gain more following. But
funny wins, man.
Yeah,
it really does. We're gonna try and do a stupid video next music video. So.
Oh yeah, and we'd love to have you guys be a part of it too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah,
that's
That'd be awesome.
I'd love to.
That's part of it. We want to get local bands, but they're a 3-piece, so we need a fourth member. Even the odds type of thing. Going to be a bowling tournament.
All right.
We're going for a Lebowski Kingpin /
Oh hell yeah,
dude! I made a Kingpin meme like 12 hours ago. So.
Awesome. Well, all right. Gautthismedia.com. Of course, you can find Traci and the Time Travelers, as well as Flowsion, on all the social media platforms.
Yep. And Galaxia has a show. I don't think I'm supposed to say where it's at, but I think we're playing a pretty cool show in October, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So in the Tulsa area.
Nice.
So,
all right. Well,
got that. Is that happening again?
Never mind.
Mum's word.
Yeah.
Mum's the word. But keep your eye out for Galaxia
He
too.
didn't say it. I said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's exciting. That's awesome.
It's cool. Looking forward to like playing a metal show again.
Yeah.
Haven't had that for a long time, so that'll be, if we play in October, that'll be 2 years since the last Galaxia show, I think. So it was Niwala before the Niwala that got canceled.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Really? It has been that long.
Damn.
2 years.
I know. I'm going through some Galaxia withdrawals and some Flowsion withdrawals for sure.
That's cool to hear.
It's a real thing. Now, BJ keeps like putting little clips of him just working on things.
Oh, dude.
I mean, he's constantly writing stuff.
Constantly.
Yeah. He probably has albums and albums worth of stuff that no one's ever heard.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He's got just, it's endless. I went and picked up Alec from the airport last night, and we stopped at McAllister's, and you could hear the door behind us, like somebody come in, and I just kind of saw like hands go up, and I heard somebody, and I think he said like, "Give me all your money or I'm going to fucking kill you." And I thank God I recognized his voice, and then I kind of turned and saw Annie, his wife. But so me and Alec were kind of just like sitting there, and the lady at the register was like,
she thought something was really happening.
Yeah, she was about to like duck and like press a panic button or something.
Oh my
and
goodness.
she even commented, she was like, "That didn't phase you guys at all." And I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I've talked to BJ a dozen times. I don't know, something about him saying that just doesn't seem threatening.
He said it like,
the way he said it sounded like somebody was like, yeah.
it wasn't like Samuel L. Jackson saying it or anything, but it was like, but I could just tell it was him. So
That's funny.
it was pretty cool. Ran into him just randomly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And McAllister's of all places.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he was like. We haven't been here in 4 years. This is crazy.
That is what you call kismet.
Yeah. It's meant to be.
Well, great guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you guys. This
and
is
everything
fun.
that you do. It's amazing.
Yeah, and keep updating while you're out on the road. We watch it. We all do.
Well,
You know?
I appreciate that.
And it's cool.
I'm really trying to put out more content and stuff. It's with this job, they're pretty strict. You know, you can't film during the races and stuff like that, which I understand because it's live broadcast and everything. But
the outdoors are a little better, I think.
Idea for you. When you go back, do some like fucking road diaries.
Yes.
So like in between, you know,
I've been carrying my GoPro with me and like trying to get as much footage as I can, and I just got to figure out a way to put it together because with this job, like this was pretty much my main goal. Like I wanted to get there. Like I was gonna do whatever it took to get there, and so I've been filming since probably 2012, like trying to get to this spot. And I've just been filming all this stuff, have stacks of hard drives of stuff, and I just want to put a movie together, like, you know, to show the whole experience. But, you know, I can't just put together a 4-hour long movie. Nobody's going to watch that, you know. Like, these days, it's, you know, attention span's pretty small.
You make it a series.
I want to make it into a series, and I need to just make it happen because it's always been a goal of mine to make this a video series like this, but it's just a matter of doing it. You just got to do it. So,
and that's the key to everything. You just got to fucking do it.
Build it, and they will come. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave it there.
Just do it.
GautThisMedia.com. Check it out, and we will see you guys next time on Off the Edge Podcast.
See ya.
See ya.